Have you ever thought that in just 6 months you could completely change your financial situation? It sounds crazy, doesn't it? Maybe you are thinking this is impossible. How can someone change their financial situation so quickly? I understand your reaction, but the truth is that if you follow the right strategies, you can get out of poverty and build wealth in record time. This is not about luck. I am talking about a proven success formula that has already helped thousands of people around the world, and you can be one of them. Now stop for a moment and think how many times you have heard that getting rich quickly is impossible, that you have to work hard for years. I was in the same situation. I also believed these lies, but I will show you the path of change, and you will understand what the real difference is between those who achieve true success and those who remain stuck in a constant cycle of lack. I want you to pause for a moment and think about the words you use when you talk about money. What do you really think about it? It was when I started investing time in meeting those mentors and people who had already achieved exactly what I wanted. I realized that these connections were far more valuable than the money I had at that time. Maybe you say, money cannot buy happiness, or I can never be rich because no one in my family has ever been rich. This sentence is not just words. It is a set of deep beliefs that you carry with you every day, and these beliefs, even if you do not realize it, shape your financial reality. So now I ask you, do you have the power to change this? I am telling you with complete honesty. What I am going to tell you may shock you, but you need to open your mind and start seeing things from a different perspective. The real truth was that the struggle was not in the hard work itself, but in the belief that he was not worthy of it. Once he understood that what he thought about money was limiting his actions, he began to change. Here is a secret. The right people can speed up your journey. They have the knowledge, the experience, and often the opportunities you are looking for. If you want to change your financial situation, you must change the way you think about money. Because just like in other areas of life, your financial reality begins in your mind. Wealth does not start with the number in your bank account. It starts with the mindset you have about what is possible. Now imagine that you grew up with the belief that there is a shortage of money, that money is dirty, or that earning money is very difficult. This was not something you consciously decided, but these beliefs were planted inside you since childhood. How many times have you heard that money is the root of all evil? When I was starting my journey, I had a small idea that could change my life. It was a simple idea, but it had huge potential. Or, how many times has someone told you that to achieve something you must work very hard? You must throw yourself completely into work. These ideas were placed in your mind as unquestionable truths, but in reality, these beliefs limit your potential. And I want to show you how you can break them. I have a story that will help you understand this, and in that very moment, something broke inside me. I realized that I had the power to change my beliefs. You will see that when you make this a priority, time starts to appear by itself, and most importantly, you will start to see real impact in your life. When I started my journey, I was just a young person who had a deep desire to change his life. But like many of you, I was also facing these limiting beliefs. Who are the people you need to meet so that you can achieve your next big accomplishments? Do not let laziness or fear stop you from taking action. I used to think that only people from rich families could build wealth, or that if you do not have luck, you can never be successful. I was so focused on what was impossible that I almost forgot what was actually possible. From today itself, start building these relationships, because one person can change your entire life. This only happened when I understood that these ideas were not universal truths, but only beliefs that I had accepted without questioning them. Then things started to change. One day I was at a seminar and I heard a mentor saying, "Your beliefs about money are not yours. They are borrowed from others who are also living with fear and doubt." If I wanted to become rich, I had to believe that wealth was not distant or impossible for me. It sounds simple, but in the beginning it is hard to apply because our beliefs are so deep. I know you often might think, "Oh, Tony, this works for people who already have some advantage, who are born with something extra." I understand this thought because it came to me many times as well. But I am going to tell you a secret. It does not matter where you come from. What matters is where you are going. It depends on the belief you choose to adopt and the way you start acting according to those beliefs. Let's do a quick exercise. Close your eyes for a moment and think about money. What comes into your mind? Maybe you imagine a bank, a piece of paper with a number on it, or perhaps some faraway rich person. But now think that money is just a tool. It has no power of its own. What you do with it, what you create with it, and the opportunities it opens for you, that is the real power of money. Now, the first thing you must do is challenge these limiting thoughts about money. I want you to think about the thoughts that come when you get an opportunity to earn more money. What do you think? Do you feel you deserve it? Or do you feel it is meant for someone else? Ask yourself, what is stopping me from becoming prosperous? One example that comes to my mind is of that person who always told me that he could not earn money because he was always struggling to pay bills. His job was hard, and he felt that even if he worked more, he would still never get out of poverty. He began to see money as a tool, and in a short time, with these new beliefs, opportunities started coming to him. Fear and doubt disappeared, and he started working in a more strategic way. Now, how can you apply this in your own life? Here is a simple but powerful trick. Replace negative words with positive words. Whenever you think or say something like, "I can never become rich," change it to, "I am on the right path to achieving my financial freedom." Whenever you feel discouraged or think that money is too far away, ask yourself, what can I do right now that will create more opportunities for me? And remember, change does not happen overnight. But with consistent effort, you will start to reprogram your mind to attract new opportunities and to act differently. When you start thinking that prosperity is possible for you, doors will begin to open, and most importantly, you will start working to turn that desire into reality. That is what will make the difference. It can be hard to believe this when you are facing difficulties, but keep faith. The secret to changing your financial situation lies in your beliefs. If you change the way you think about money, you will start to see it in a completely new way. And when you see money from a new perspective, the way you attract it will also change. Today, I want to challenge you to take the first step. Change your mindset about money. Start acting as if you already deserve to be prosperous. Because do you know? You do. Now, I want you to listen carefully because what I'm about to say could be the turning point of your financial life. Most people don't become wealthy, not because they lack ability, but because they keep procrastinating. They have a great idea, a wonderful plan, but they don't take action immediately. They keep waiting for the right time, the right opportunity, the right day. And you know what? That perfect time never comes. I know exactly what you are feeling. Maybe you think you're not ready yet, that you need more time or greater resources. But let me tell you one thing. You will never be 100% ready. I challenge you to take the first step towards building your powerful network of relationships. Start identifying whom you can learn from, whom you can collaborate with, and whom you can offer value to. You will never have everything you need to take the first step. So the big question is, what are you going to do about it? Let me be honest with you. I've been in this situation too. When I started, I was terribly afraid of failing. I used to think, what if I lose everything? What if it goes wrong? But the truth is, I had to take action to move forward, not wait for perfection. I took small but consistent steps. Instead of waiting to acquire all knowledge, I just started. And that made all the difference. Are they helping you grow? Are they inspiring you to become a better version of yourself? When you start recognizing the right people, that's where the magic happens. Think of a moment in your life when you had an opportunity, but you lost it because you didn't act quickly. Maybe you saw a chance to invest in something, an opportunity to do a course that could have changed your life, or a project you believed in. But you let it go, thinking you could wait a little longer. Financial transformation starts within you. Changing your mindset, taking immediate action, building powerful connections, and investing in your knowledge. These are the main pillars that will help you reach new levels. Has this happened to you? I'm sure it has. It happens to most people. They wait for the right time, but the right time never comes. The secret is to act now. I'll give you a practical example from my life that may help you understand the power of immediate action. I could have let the idea go, like most people do. I could have thought that I didn't have the resources needed for it, that I had to wait for the right time. But instead, I acted immediately. I found a way to take the first step, even if it was small. And that little step led to many other actions that over time turned into the biggest turning point of my career. The first step is that you have to change your mindset about relationships. You shouldn't approach people just to get something from them. Instead, you should form real relationships based on the exchange of value. I know you must have asked yourself, what if I fail? What if it goes wrong? That's a normal question. But what you don't realize is that failure is not the end. Failure is simply a lesson that will truly make a difference in your life. It's the ability to learn from mistakes and move forward. That's what sets successful people apart from those who stay stuck. They're not afraid to make mistakes. They're afraid of not acting. I learned this the hard way, and today I can say with confidence, failure is simply part of the process of success. Now let me be even more direct. I challenge you to take a step today, right now. Think of something you've always wanted to do but kept putting off. Maybe you want to start a new project, invest in something new, or take the first step to improve your personal finances. Do it today. But I've learned something important. When you commit to your growth, you start finding the time for it. Start with small daily routines, listen to a podcast while driving, read a chapter every day, and join an online course on the weekend. Don't wait for one more hour, one more day, or one more week. What I want you to understand is that the right time will never come. What you have is the present moment. I know it can be hard. Doubt will come. Fear will come. That's part of the process. But here's a fact. The sooner you act, the sooner you'll see results, and the smaller the step you take, the more you build trust in yourself and in the process. That's the power of immediate action. Stop waiting. Start now. Take that first step. If you have an idea, start working on it. If you have a financial goal, do something that brings you closer to it. Don't deceive yourself by saying you need more time. The time is now. What you do now will decide where you'll be 6 months from today. Remember, success is a game of small daily wins, and each of those wins starts with immediate action. So what will you do now? Now I want to talk about what I consider extremely important for achieving financial success: the people you build relationships with. Many believe success is something you achieve alone, but in reality, you'll never get there without the right people. I'm not the only one saying this. When you look at the world's most successful people, you'll see a similarity. They always have a powerful, influential network of people who help open doors and create opportunities. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have everything in life? They have successful businesses, a dream lifestyle, and the financial freedom everyone desires. Is this by chance or not? A big part of their success is connected to the people they've built relationships with. And when I talk about connections, I mean more than just contacts. I'm talking about powerful relationships, ones that exchange real value and open new paths to opportunities. Now you may think, how does this apply to me? The truth is, if you don't have a network of influential people, you may struggle alone. But the good news is, it doesn't matter where you start. There's always a chance to build such connections. The first step is to realize you're not alone. There are people around you who can help, but you have to take the first step. For me, it started with a simple decision to learn more about communication and motivation. That became a key that opened many doors. Today, I can say with confidence that NLP helped me understand how to connect with people emotionally and lead them to success more effectively. I remember a moment in my journey when I was starting out. I didn't have much money, my name wasn't famous, but I knew one thing. If I wanted great results, I had to connect with the right people. Remember, success is not about what you know. It's about who you know and how you use these connections. That often makes the difference between those who succeed and those who just dream. You're probably wondering, how can I do this? It's easier than you think. Ask yourself, how can I help this person? When you start focusing on giving before receiving, things begin to change. Let me give you an example that might help your understanding. Once, I was at a networking event and met someone who, at first, didn't seem that important. No famous name, no big business, but something told me to invest time in that connection. I started asking questions, giving ideas, and showing true interest in their work. That ordinary contact became one of the most valuable connections in my life. They had resources I could never have accessed, and through them, I got an opportunity to participate in a high-level project that changed my journey. What I want to say is, never underestimate the power of a genuine relationship. Don't worry about finding big celebrities. People who have big titles and are famous sometimes are not the only ones who matter. Sometimes the best opportunities come from the most unexpected connections. When you start helping others and building a real network, opportunities start coming to you on their own. Now let us talk about another important thing: the people in your life whom you consider your ideals. When you connect with people who have already walked the path you are trying to walk, they can teach you new ways of thinking and acting. Remember one very powerful thing: you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So stop for a moment and think, who are those 5 people in your life today who have the most influence on you? I want to challenge you to look at your friendships and connections. Are there people around you who are pushing you towards success? Or are you surrounded by people who are pulling you down? Sometimes it becomes necessary to break relationships with some people who do not have a growth mindset and to look for those people whose vision is broader, who challenge and inspire you. Remember, When you invest in the growth of others, you naturally grow along with them. Now, before finishing, I want to give you one last thought. When you are surrounded by the right people, success becomes a natural outcome. What you must understand now is that the best investment you can make is the investment you make in yourself. Reading books and watching videos is of no use if you do not put that knowledge into action. You must understand the theory, but the real difference will come when you are able to apply that knowledge effectively. When you invest in your knowledge and skills, you are truly creating the future you want. This may seem obvious, but now I am going to tell you something that may surprise you. Most people do not understand the real power of continuous learning. They think that just knowing the basic knowledge means they are on the right path. But in reality, the key to financial and personal success is to keep learning and keep improving your abilities. It is clear this can sound like a motivational quote, but it is not only that. This has been experienced personally. When the journey started, there was no property. There were no powerful contacts. There was nothing that could be used to speed up the journey. What was there was the willingness to learn. There was investment in courses, books, and mentoring with whatever was available. It was clear that to reach the goal, something was needed that most people do not have. A special set of skills that would set one apart from the average. This can be said in a simple way. Learn what moves you forward. If you want to get ahead, then learn what most people do not know. And, most importantly, learn to apply that knowledge practically. Have you ever wondered what can make you stand out from the crowd? Or whether you have something that you can offer to the market in a better way than others? The answer lies in the skills you develop. If you do not invest in your education, you are missing the best opportunity to change your life. The market is always changing, and the skill that was important 5 years ago may not be as relevant today. The key to adaptation is to always invest in your personal growth. Here is a practical example. A few years ago, there was a deep dive into the study of neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. It was clear that if communication skills had to be improved and people had to be helped to bring change in their lives, effective tools were needed. So there was investment in education. Investing in education is not just a way of accumulating knowledge. It is a direct and significant investment in your financial future. When you have more skills, you become more valuable to the market. You become able to recognize more opportunities and become more prepared to face any challenge. And most importantly, you gain the confidence needed to make bolder decisions. When you learn something new, you start to feel that the world is no longer so scary. You feel more prepared, you feel more secure, and this starts to show in your actions. This is an important thought. Are you investing enough in your personal and professional development? How many hours a week do you spend on your education? Your schedule may be busy, and there may be a lack of time. But be sure that the time you invest in learning will come back to you with interest in the future. The biggest asset you have is not your current job, nor your bank account, nor your company. Your biggest asset is what you know and what you can still learn. Here is a challenge to think in a different way. How many times have you avoided investing in something because you thought, "I do not have time," or "I do not have money"? Here is a secret. If you do not invest in your future today, you will keep carrying the same limitations and problems. Maybe today you do not see how what you are learning is connected to your financial success. But believe this, the knowledge you gain today will open the doors to a much more prosperous future for you. There is an understanding that you will be thinking, "Tony, what should I actually learn?" Many of you will be thinking, but I do not have any more time. I am already busy in my routine. This is understood. This has been experienced as well. Here is a very important principle that will change your approach to learning. Knowledge is a tool that will multiply your results. When you invest in learning, you are creating new ways to solve problems, make strategic decisions, and find solutions for others. This is not only good for your career, but it also gives you the chance to live a more balanced life full of opportunities. Now here is the challenge for you. Commit to your learning and development. Identify the areas of your life where you can invest more in education. This could be a course, a new skill, or a new language. Do this for yourself, and in a few months, you will feel that the person you are today will not remain the same tomorrow. And when that happens, you will be ready to grab every opportunity that comes your way. But the most important thing is that you understand that to achieve success, you must be prepared. You must keep taking consistent action, keep learning, and keep growing. There is gratitude for you being with this journey.